Okay, so I do see a pretty good strength of 22 people here, a close knit group. So, even better. So, let's do this thing in order to understand who all we are, right? What I've done is I've prepared a tiny Slido to understand who we are and what we do. Okay, so the people I see here are from customer success, right? And 25% I see onboarding people, and 13 people doing everything possible. I'm really excited to know stories about these people, what they are doing in both onboarding and success. But I think we've collected a lot many answers, right? Right. Cool. Great. Great. So let's get started. I mean, you guys would be wondering who is this person? Came to the session, started putting up all these questions. Who is this person, right? So I'll start with my introduction first, right? So, hi everyone. My name is Ananya. I lead onboarding at LimeChat. Those who haven't heard about LimeChat, many of you might have heard it. I'll take it positively. But if you haven't heard about LimeChat, it's a product that connects D2C with the end customer, with their end customers using WhatsApp as a channel, right? So I've been doing this for the past 2 years. Before that, I was working in High Radius, those who might have heard about it, as a business consultant. And then I wanted to work on something ground up. 2 years now, I'm working into a startup where I help customer on board in LimeChat, right? So that being said, as a sincere onboarding manager, what I had done is, in order to have a more productive discussion here, you can raise hand and we go likewise. That we'll discuss who we are, where we work, and your best onboarding experience you had so far. It can be anything. It can be as simple as going to a resort and you had a best experience over there as an entrance, or it can be any SaaS tool that you've been used which made your work at office quite easier. Right. So, for example, I can give you the best onboarding I had. So recently, I bought myself a medical insurance from Even. Have you guys heard about Even as a product? Okay,
More of a
nice.
Gen Z thing, I guess.
It's more of a Gen Z thing. It's a medical insurance for
Looks
young
like I'm
people.
old now.
Yes, Ankit, definitely. So it's a medical insurance, which is a no paper insurance. To be honest, if I say they have an application where you can consult doctors, meet them in persons, and they all the consultation that happens in Even, it is paid by them. So you don't have to pay for the IPDs that you do like other normal medical insurance, right? So I've recently bought it for me and my family, and the experience was great. So I started with just filling a form randomly on my laptop screen, then cut to 6 hours. In like 6 hours or sometime, I received a call from an onboarding manager showing that okay, you are interested in this. This is how it's gonna be. And then I was connected to a medical officer who was telling me about my health. Okay, you are 26. This kind of insurance will help you. You need to care about your IPDs more than your OPDs. You need to care about how you're getting all the consultation, etc., so that you don't reach a stage where you have to get admitted in a hospital, right? They explained me thoroughly and I loved it. I love the entire onboarding processes, and it took me no time to pay for the service because I found that confidence in them. This is called a great onboarding experience, right? In the similar lines, if you have any, I would love to know about it, right? So let's go in this format. Let's have your introduction, where you work, what you work, and a little story about your best onboarding experience.
Okay, all right. So I work for Red Hat, and the best onboarding. I think this is a real world example because all the traveling which you do, I think this would call an onboarding only if I can relate that. So anytime you check into those fancy hotels, so the whole process of checking in is really awesome because they make you feel wanted, and they pamper you, and some in some hotels some juice would be there, and the whole process is really awesome while you're checking in. So that is the real world example of great onboarding I can think of in a multi-star hotel. Yeah.
Yes, Vineet.
My name is Vineet Nair, and I work with a company called Saranga Geo Software, which is a subsidiary of something called IMCO. So Geo Software, it's a software for the telecom build out that happens in US, Canada, and Australia. And that's what I do. But before that, I think my SaaS experience would be more from Autodesk, which is the company previously to that. I'd like to kind of go back in retrospect, probably about 10 months back when I just became a father. So we live in a village actually, somewhere in the remote part of Palakkad in the state of Kerala. And there happens to be, luckily to our luck, one multi-specialty hospital which is about 20-minute drive from here. And obviously, naturally, we got my wife admitted there just before the delivery. And obviously, it's a very tense situation, right? But ever since the 5th month, we've been in touch with the doctor. For me, I think the onboarding specialist here will be the doctor. So because basically the very vibe that you get when you enter the hospital is like they address everyone as Acha and Amma. So Acha is father and Amma is mother in Malayalam. And everyone's very soft and calm. And even though it's a very huge hospital, it's almost silent. So that itself is way enough for any person who's coming to get a treatment. I think 50% of the treatment is done at the reception door, right? Thankfully, that didn't happen with us. But nevertheless, I think even if it did, it would have been absolutely fine. That's the way they handled it. So I think the very experience of it, I could live the entire moment. So there was nothing that I really missed out on because of the entire thing was already taken care of by them. So I think for me that was an amazing experience. Yeah. So that's it about me. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Vicky. Yes.
Hey, hi everyone. Yeah, like I am working in ChargeBee. ChargeBee is one of the big product, and a year ago they bought a campaign called Logo Steal. So Logo Steal is a campaign where we are giving our product, our esteemed product, with the minimal features for free for any customer who is going to onboard ChargeBee for 3 months. Okay, so huge amount of customers just plundering in from the sales team. I was having at least 10 to 20 customers per day to handle. Like what I learned more is that how to handle these type of startup customers, especially customer just bought the product without having any idea about what is subscription economics, because previously that product will cost around monthly itself it will cost around $300. I mean the lowest plan, okay, that itself will cost. But now since they are giving this for free for next 3 months, so my task is to group the customers based on the common plan that they are going to have in their business.
Got it. Yes, as far as I know, CSM, Anune.
Yeah, hi everyone. Anune here from Moengage. I just quickly wanted to share a short story with respect to onboarding. So my personal experience as a customer. We were starting off with a small e-com brand with some products, SKUs, a list of SKU products. Like these are all physical products. We had an inventory warehouse where everything was set up. Now we started off with a sign up with Amazon seller, and there was a relationship manager assigned to us. While in the onboarding itself, we were mentioning about our product details and everything, which was a quick form just to collect the information. The next day, within 24 hours, we received a call from the Amazon seller. He wanted to know each and everything about our product. I mean, in terms of the dimensions, the width, the weight, what are the certifications, the legalizations that have been completed. He wanted to know each and every detail. When after like a 1 hour call, I just asked him casually that why all these details are required as of now. So the reason to that he mentioned was, I want to make sure that before you start listing your products, those information are already available against your account details, right? So that will be easier for you to create the traction for those products. Customers will be able to search your products very easily, which I was okay. Now coming from Amazon with such a proactive action, I was a bit amazed with that, because I was expecting they obviously have a lot of sellers on the board, right? They have so many people already shipping similar kind of products as well. So why would anybody take that additional step for me, somebody who's a new seller on Amazon, right? But they did that additional step for me. They went ahead, started looking for more information about my products. How can they list them? How can they create a kind of a we already had the content ready that needs to be put in for the specifications of the product, but still they came up with a set of their specifications. These are the keywords that we can put in. These are the kind of details that we can fit in. So that was a very smooth and kind of a really good experience for me as a customer linking with Amazon server. That was great. Yes, that's something I want to share.
Yeah, my name is Devin, and thank you so much, all of you, for providing a lot of insights as well as your experiences from different industries. I would start with my introduction. I am Devin Rastogi. I work for Nakad. It is a reconciliation as a service tool in the market. And I work here as I have recently joined here as Senior Manager Customer Success. So most of the people here have shared their experiences as well as different processes we need to follow while in the onboarding or in general while we are catering the clients in a way that we want a long-term relationship with them. And when I go to my office or wherever I go, I don't feel that it is different from my life. There is no work and life. I am there living my life of 9-10 hours there. It is my life. I have to be on my ethics. I have to be respectful because I also command the respect. And that can be earned by 5 minutes of being respectful to others. Yeah, that was my time. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for your sense, Steven. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, do we have more people who would like to share their onboarding experience?
So my name is Bharat. I head the CS strategy and ops team at Zluri. The onboarding story that I'd probably want to talk about is going about 6-7 years back in my career. And this was essentially my start in sell back then was a onboard diagnostic device for cars. And while sitting at the desk, we would tell the customers that it's a simple plug and play device, right? And one time we had a customer who was a senior citizen, and we told the procedure for installing the device probably 5 to 6 times, but the customer was not able to install the device. So I decided to kind of go visit the customer and try to install the device. And interestingly, the car model that they were using was had a very weird OBD ports, right? And it was actually hard to install the device. It was not just a simple plug and play option for them. In hindsight, what I learned was it's not good to kind of assume that everything is simple. We need to kind of understand the persona of the customers that we are dealing with. And I think we should always give the benefit of doubt to the customer, right? And with an added layer of empathy. And those experiences not only go a long way for the customers, but for ourselves as well, because we've got a chance to kind of talk about this story across multiple instances, right? So I think that would be a story that I might dearly cherish.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Bharat. That helps. More people would want to add this.
Hi everyone. Talking about onboarding, coming from a SaaS background itself, if I may be candid for a minute, I used to have very bad onboarding experiences. I can see another laughing. Same boat, brother. But yeah. So my initial, when I became a CSM and in the organization that I was in, we didn't really have a strong structured onboarding as such. So for me, how I try to learn it is, bhaiya, ye client aaya hai, samhalo. That is exactly how our onboarding used to work out. Then I switched to a new company and I've been in that for almost a quarter now, and I'm seeing the sort of difference having an SOP around onboarding makes life very simple for almost pretty much everyone involved in the entire process. Like right now, my onboarding, it involves me taking the client through a kickoff call, and in that kickoff call, there are a set of very just 7 questions. It's not a long winding questionnaire that the customer is expected to fill up. There are only 7 questions. However, these guys, they have actually spent a lot of time brainstorming on those 7 questions. And what those 7 questions, after I'm done with the 7 questions, what that helps me understand is exactly why the client has come on board with us, what they are expecting from us, in terms of ROI and value proposition, what are the metrics that I need to look out for? And it helps me, like, when the next QBR is coming up, I know exactly the data points that I need to refer to. So, yeah, the onboarding helps me get the deadlines in place, get the timelines in place. It sort of fosters a very open communication, and expectation setting is done on the very first call. So that's been my onboarding process with my new customers in my new organization. So yeah, I just want to share that.
All right. So a transparent, honest expectation in the first day itself, right, Vishal? If I
Yeah, because I've always believed that diplomatic honesty is very much required right from day one. Like, of course, I'll not go ahead and be completely honest. That would be pretty suicidal. But diplomatic honesty goes a long way in building that, trust factor as well. But even the client knows that I'll not be 100% honest, but the client should have that trust in me that I'll be honest as much as possible. That's about it.
right, right.
I'll second to Vishal's point here. So I guess what he's referring to is the project that we were working together on. And at that point of time, one of the biggest challenges were we were having surprise challenges, right? There were surprise issues coming up. We were not aware of those challenges that the client might face from their end, or they are not ready with those resources at their end, right, to implement those functionalities or features that we are offering. So those surprise challenges that we were facing was just because of the disconnect that was happening between the sales, the onboarding, and the customer success, right? So I guess Vishal, second me on that.
Maybe Ankit, it's time we hear something from you as well.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think instead of sharing a story, I could summarize some of the things that I noticed, while people were discussing the experiences. One thing that I noticed is people really like the hospitality, when they go to hotel or the restaurant or maybe something else, while they were getting onboarded. And that made me wonder, why are we not invoking this in the SaaS onboarding yet? It's so simple. People just want respect. People just want to be valued. And somehow we are not doing that. Or just think about it. It's 2 a.m., it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and, everyone is like tired. Still, they're greeting. If you're going out, still they will say, hey, have a happy journey and all. So that's the kind of hospitality that we need. That's the kind of value that we should have as people in customer success. That, hey, when we have our customers in the onboarding phase, even if it's not onboarding, I would say, when you are handling customers, we should respect them, treat them well, so that they feel valued. They feel that, hey, they're getting white glove experience. Mm-hmm. But yes, I think since we have 12 more minutes, and we should also talk about some of the problems people face in the onboarding phase. Mm-hmm. I feel that a lot of people also face a lot of problems that their customers are not available. For example, in our company, MoEngage, what happens is the onboarding, during the onboarding phase, basically we rely on developers that they have to do certain things. And the kind of problems that we face is sometimes they don't have that kind of availability. Sometimes they don't have that kind of a bandwidth. And that is why, the onboarding is delayed. And the problem with that thing is we cannot do much. Point number one. Point number two is if the onboarding is delayed, the decision maker doesn't think that, hey, it's a delay from our side. They just feel that, hey, the onboarding process of this company is very long. And the time to value is long, so we lose a lot of revenue as well. I'm sure a lot of you would have faced this as well in your stint. But yes, would like to open the floor in case you want to say something about it.
So Ankit, one thing that I wanted to highlight here, what I have experienced while after joining MoEngage, especially here, when we are having the onboarding discussions with the client, customer success is also part of those discussions.
Yeah.
right? So whenever let's say since we are a martech, so the customers will have some marketing related or their campaign or engagement related queries, right? So for those queries, since the onboarding team is looking more towards the implementation side, towards the technical aspects of the tool, having us within the call, helps the customer to build the trust that, yeah, okay, those use cases that they're planning will be implemented seamlessly, not just technically on the platform, on the UI level as well. It is very easy to implement. It is very easy to publish those campaigns.
Great. Thanks for sharing that, Anurag.
I totally agree with you. In fact, I was noting all these points when people were saying that they like special treatment, that extra, that if they get gifts or something like that, no, that extra little care, a positive vibe of a person, no, greeting you, or maybe support. And as Smriti also mentioned about the notification bit, like personalized notification just to give you, a simple nudge, right? Things like this goes a long way, a very long way. And what if we fix this in our onboarding? And then I think success team wouldn't have to take that much of pain to retain a customer for a longer time, right? Isn't that the case? Yeah. So I mean, we know the answers to our problems. It's just, I just wanted to utilize this call to realize that, okay, these are the answers and why we are not using it. Maybe it's a food for thought, right? And the next Monday morning would be a little different. Thinking, okay, this is what people like. And I feel valued by this. I'm very positive that my customer would feel the same.
Hey guys, thank you for watching the video. Join our India's largest customer success exclusive community for more such insightful and exclusive discussions. Link is in the description. For more such videos, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Keep smiling.